Well, hello everybody, I am Mr. Mike, and I am back with another GamezAttack podcast here on OldFreakyGamer.com. This is episode 21, as this episode is being called The New Beginnings. You can see it on your screen if you're watching this video part, or video form of the podcast. It says it right on the screen there, New Beginnings. If you're just listening to this podcast on any of your podcast apps or players, or you just downloaded the MP3 and you're just listening to it anywhere you want to do it, well, then you don't see nothing because there's no video to the MP3 form. Unless if you download it or you got one of those YouTube to MP4 downloaders, and then you can just download it that way. I'm not going to say no. I'm not like other people, other companies out there that like to lock down their videos, even on YouTube, and they don't let like MP4 catchers take their content and stuff. Some people do that. I can tell you one company that does it, and that'd be Microsoft, because anytime they do like an event or something, I want to like copy it, like download it to my computer. It's like, no, Mr. Mike, you can't use your third-party YouTube catcher on this video because Microsoft says no. And I'm like, but this is a promotional event video. Why would they do that, hinder that? I'm surprised not many other people do that. There's few out there, but not many. I'm not one of them, of course, because I say, hey, I don't make any money from this stuff anyways. Like I always tell people, I just do this for fun. It's a fun, lifelong hobby that I like to do, where I like to play video games. I like to talk about video games. I like to make videos of video games because I'm all about the video games. It's a shame that I don't make any money from this stuff, but I got another job. I wouldn't say this ain't a real job. It could be if I wanted to, but it's not. It's not. So everybody, thank you for joining me. Thank you all, one and all. We're back. I'm back. This is, I know I shouldn't say everything's pre-taped or pre-recorded, because it is. I don't do these podcasts live or anything like that, but this is just taped. This isn't pre-taped. This isn't like the holiday cast where I did the holiday podcast and I did that ahead of time, and I did the audio music-based podcast, the one before this one, and that was all pre-done way ahead of time. This is pretty much up to date, except for a lot of the news that I got here. Some of it might be a little older than others, but because, I'm just coming back today, some of this stuff I might want to talk about. So we got a lot to talk about, and I don't have that much time to be talking, but I got to get the podcast in. Tomorrow's podcast day. I'm doing this on Sunday. I'm recording this podcast, and tomorrow Monday I got to have that podcast out and ready for you guys, at least when I get back from my job. But we're back. Before I get into the games that I have played from the past week and such, I want to talk about a few things. I would like to talk about, I wanted to talk about the job I almost got. I know it's something that's not gaming-wise, and I always say I'm not going to really talk about too many things that are not gaming on the podcast or anything like that, but this would have affected the podcast a little bit and my videos and my streaming and stuff if I would have taken this job, because it would have been different times. It would have, instead of me having to work from 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. or something like that, this job would be like from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. And I think it was like, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then the weekend I'd be working different hours and such. So it would affect a lot of stuff. It would affect how I'd do gaming, how I'd podcast, how I'd do streaming and stuff like that, especially on Fridays and such, where I like to do my Friday night gaming streams and such. So that would affect it a lot. Especially if I wanted to put out a podcast on Monday, I would either have to record it on that Monday or boy, I'd have to be home and awake on Sunday to do the podcast if I wanted to get that done. So it would have been a job like that. It would have been an opportunity because I was offered a job to be assistant manager of a place. And ultimately, at the last second, right when I was basically hired at this place and I was reading through all the documentation, boy, a lot of jobs out there, a lot of documentation before you get into that stuff. And of course, I get people walking around making noise in the background while I'm trying to podcast. But the spies. There's a lot of spies around my house. Asian spies, stuff like that. But basically, as the spy leaves the room because she's doing that, just waiting for the spy to leave. I can see her. She doesn't know I can't see her, but I can see her. But basically, I turned down the job because, after reading, like I said, the big amounts of text and pages and pages and pages of everything from the employee handbooks to everything about the company, everything else. And, oh boy, it was just so much. And then they're like, you got to do a W-4 instead of a W-2. And then it's like the app wasn't working for my stuff. And there was a lot of signals. I had like a gut feeling, and there was a lot of red flags in the documentation and reading and how much, let's just say a lot of where all the stuff comes onto you as the employee, as the general manager, or probably employee too, because I think they got the same rules for them too. But a lot of the risk, a lot of the, it all comes down to you. It's not the employer. Like a lot of the stuff that usually employers do and take risk on, they're not doing that. A lot of the liability is on you, the employee. And a lot of the reading that I was doing, because I like to just, even though I skimmed through a lot of it, a lot of the reading, and you should read a lot of that stuff that you might not know about in your jobs, because you'd be surprised at what they sneak in there in your little employee handbooks or contracts and stuff like that. And due to the fact that the liability was on there and the fact that the person that was hiring me, even though I'm supposed to get a full-time management job, kept on saying, oh yeah, we're going to start you off at these times and you're going to be part-time and you're going to start off with less money. And I'm like, wait a second here. Hold the horses, mister. You said I was going to start off a little bit more money, and then when I told you I want to at least have 40 hours in the bank, you're telling me that I'm going to only have so many hours and I'm going to be part-time? What kind of trick is that? I didn't like that. I didn't like the way the guy kept on saying it was going to be part-time and then all that, even though it's supposed to be a full-time position. It kind of get a little weary on that, and I don't like employers that get a little weary on their stuff. They should be straightforward with you. Money, times, dates, all that stuff, responsibilities. And a lot of the stuff was just like half-ass talk and, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And every time I kind of inquired stuff, and then the guy's telling me, well, this and that, and I need you for these times, and then you're going to only be part-time to start off with. And I'm like, well, that's not what I was agreeing upon, and I would have liked to talk it out with, you and the regional supervisor or whoever else runs these companies. And all in all, the place that I work at now, my current place, they were all worried. They're like, oh boy, Mike's leaving. Mr. Mike is leaving. We don't want you to leave. And I was like, well, I'm kind of hell-bent on trying to become, this assistant manager thing. Hold on 1 second, folks. I got to do something here. Hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I'm back. I had to tell somebody to stop making so much noise in the background. I can hear it, but I don't know if you guys can hear it on the mics, but I was hearing it, and it was loud enough that I thought it would be picking up, and I didn't want it to, so had to tell a certain somebody to shh a little bit while I'm podcasting. So where was I? Okay, so current employer, they were like saying, "What can we do? What can we do, Mike? Mr. Mike, what can we do for you if we don't really want you to leave because you're the best." And I'm not just showboating. I'm not just saying it because that's how I feel. I'm not being like all, "Oh yeah, I am the best at everything." What I always tell people, I just do my job. I come in when I'm supposed to, I leave when I'm supposed to, and during the time I'm working, I work what I'm supposed to, and I do what I'm supposed to do. And that's what I tell them all the time, and it's just like, well, I just want to be treated a little bit better. I want things to go a little bit better at this place. I know we got too many lazy people working nowadays, and I got to show a lot of them at my place, and it's like, yeah, kind of getting sick of the place already, even though I only been there for 3 years going on now, and it's like, I could use more money, and at the time, they were like, "Oh, we don't know if we can pay you more money," and then at the very end of the week, on Friday, before I was going to go and talk to the new company and the bosses and all that, a lot of my manager and my supervisor and a lot of the bigwigs came. A lot of the company corporate guys came, and they're like, "We got to sit down, Mike. We can't let you go. You're too valuable to the company." I'm like, yeah, that's only just because everybody else sucks, right? It's not that I'm more valuable. It's just I do my work, and you guys like it when I get the work done, and the place that I work at looks good and stuff because, I work on, my whole job is, I always say it, I'm a custodial plus kind of guy. I do clean up and I fix things. So they call me maintenance, but I mostly clean things. But then I also fix things and take care of things and a lot of stuff like that in and out of the building. So I'm more than just clean up the bathrooms or something like that. I do a whole bunch of stuff. And, out of most people out there, I bet that make money, I make a lot of money from my job. But I'm like, yeah, I'm getting tired of everybody else just slacking at their jobs. It's an OCD problem with me. I got major OCD on that kind of stuff, on cleanliness and how things should be kept and stuff. It's a me problem. It's a definite me problem, and there's nothing I can do about it. I try to downplay it a lot of times, and I try to ignore stuff, but sometimes it gets to a point where it's just like, and like I said, that's just a me problem. I'm not saying I'm a perfectionist at the most, but I like things a certain way. I like things in a certain place. I like things cleaned up a certain way. I like to show detail on what I am. I'm a big clean fanatic, let's just say. It will drive a lot of people nuts out there. Same thing of how I do other things, like I'm working on something, or I'm fixing something, or I'm cooking something. I like things done certain ways and certain things, and even though it could be annoying to a lot of people like that run businesses that like it when work is nice and neat and clean and everything's working great, they like people like me because I give out the detail, I show the detail, and then when an inspection comes around or somebody comes in to see the place, they're like, "Ooh, this is a nice looking place. This is a good place." And there you go. So all in all, they were desperate not to let me go. So I told them, because at the time, I didn't have a number in my head. Because I'm like, well, this place is going to be offering me more actual free health care. It's going to give me vacation days paid off on top of sick days. Because in my current job, your sick days and your vacation days are the same. So it's kind of a little bit bummer on that. But the other place, they give you separate sick and vacation days and stuff like that. And overtime would be more money, but I'm like thinking, well, if I take away all the other stuff that this company don't give me and I add some more money to that, I had a number in my head. And it was, a bit more money than then I figured they'd probably want to pay me. And then, I told them straight and straight. I'm like, well, here's what they're offering me. This is what the value is. This is what I know my value is as an employee. Can you give me this number? And then they're like, at the moment, because, a lot of people are tightening their belts. A lot of companies are overall tightening their belts because, everybody's got to save money because everything out there is still more expensive. Inflation, you never know. You could go into the recession or whatever bullshit that people are talking about. Just like in the games industry, everybody's getting fired in the games industry. All these game makers and stuff, publishers are shutting down. We're going to talk about that in a little bit in the news. And, it's happening everywhere. Luckily, I work in a place which will probably never shut down, even if we have, like, slowish business and stuff one day. But, it's a massive company. It's around the world. I'm not going to go into what details of where I work, but let's just say we make enough money to try to, So they're like, oh, I don't know about that number. And I'm like, well, how about half that? How about this number? Or I think then one of the bosses were saying, well, how about this number? And I'm like, well, okay, but then do you foresee me getting to my number that I want down the road? And they're like, and my regional supervisor is like, well, we'll try. Well, I can't super guarantee it, but when it comes summertime, we'll give you even more. So they're going to give me more money now, which is way more than I thought they were going to give me in the first place. Cause I could put on a nice poker face. I know how to, negotiate and put on some good poker faces and stuff. And I know my worth and all that. And I'm like, well, you're going to always go higher. This is what I always say to people. If you're good at your job and people really do value you, always go way higher than you should. Because then they'll be a little freaky and deaky, and then they'll lower it a little bit, and then you'll get to that sweet spot. So I always put it way higher than it should. And I know they'll do it at, and then they usually come down in the middle. That's what a lot of places do. It usually works. I've been in a lot of places, and usually that tactic works for me. I take a good gamble on that stuff, and it usually works well for me. Of like, okay, I'm not the person that's always asking for money or whatever. I never really ask for money. I just let it happen. But I'm like, I can use more money. So I asked for a lot astronomical number, and they're like, okay, we'll give you the half that. And then I said, well, do you think I could get to that number? And then, like I said, the boss is like, yeah. He's like, well, coming up this summer, first we'll give you the money now, the half that now. And then coming up this summer, because we should be getting more business and whatnot, by that time, we'll raise your pay again. And then after that, we'll try to raise it to the number that you want to do it. So let us do this, and then we'll give you eventually your number down a little bit down the road. You just got to give us some time and work with us. And I'm like, you know what? I will do that. I will stay on the team. I will stay at the business. And I went to the other place because, like I said, the other place was decent. I would have liked working at that other place as a, assistant manager, but I just didn't like the wording. I didn't like the wording in the employee handbook, in the contract. I didn't like how they weren't showing what I was going to get paid and what my title was at the very end, because I was signing a lot of digital paperwork, and I'm like, all my stuff that should be shown to me is all blank, and I didn't like that. When I have a friend that went to work there, they showed all his pay, what his job title was and all that, and blah, 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 blah. So I didn't like how I was kind of getting shunned on all that stuff. And then on top of it, I don't like the fact that they're not doing W-2s and they're doing W-4s, because it should be the company's responsibility to do the federal withholdings and stuff like that. It's kind of a sneaky way to get out of being liable for that stuff too. And I just didn't want that. If I wanted to own and run a business, then I would do a W-4 for myself. But if you're not working like by yourself and you're working inside a place. Now, if I was working from home and I was working for a company remotely, then I can see maybe getting a W-4 or something like that. But I'm not. I'm working inside their business, their company. And I find it really kind of awestruck that they would just say, oh, you're going to get a W-4 for this place. I didn't like that. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel like I was going to get welcome. I was getting welcome properly. Even though they were excited for me to jump on board, I just didn't like the feel of the environment. I had that gut feeling, and I always know from lots of past experience, always go with my gut. Always go with my gut feeling. Even though I'm going to be stuck at a place that I kind of didn't like to stay at, but if things are going to change and I'm getting still paid more and helped out, I'm getting paid hopefully way more than most people that work there, I'm fine by that. I'm going to be making some good money, so I'm happy. That means I can buy more video games that I like. I can put some money away for my future, for a retirement. If things go well in our government and everything else, I do want to retire some future and then just do this for the rest of my life, just do podcasts and videos and stuff like that, gaming wise. But yeah, I think it all worked out well. So it's a new year, new beginning for me, new beginnings for a lot of things that are going to be going around on here, because now that I'm still on my same schedule, my same rotation and everything else, I know exactly how to move forward in life and move forward. Excuse me, I got the little bit of the gassies here. I just ate something earlier, and it's like, oh, you got to burp. Nope, got to hold the burps back. But yeah. Now I know how to take everything on my gaming site on OldFreakyGamer forward with podcasting, the games that I'm going to be covering and stuff that I'm going to be playing and have some fun with, and making videos, more videos, stuff like that. I'm going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun, hopefully. And then, eventually I can put some more money into making, because what I really want to do, and I'll still wait and hold off. I don't know if I'll do it this year, but maybe in next year or something. I don't know, because this year I want to do some other stuff. I want to build a new, bigger office desk here. I want to update this office a little bit. I know I just did it not too long ago, but I think I want to get a nice, big, giant new desk. I want to maybe get a third monitor, one of these gigabyte monitors here, these curved monitors, so I can have like 3 nice, big, giant monitors. That's always been something to me that I've always wanted to do, because I'm crazy like that. And, have some more space for stuff, like to do gaming or show off stuff, and get some more cameras around or something, and better green screening and stuff like that. But for now, I'm still going to hold on to what I'm doing now and hold on to what I want to do just with what I got now. So, I'm not going to jump into anything. Because if I'm going to put a new desk in here, I'm going to build it myself, because I like woodworking, and I got 2 better tools now that I can do all the woodworking and stuff like that and build a desk myself. But I'm going to hold off on that for a bit longer, and I think that's for the best. But things will go forward, especially when I start doing more videos like I did on Friday. I did streaming, and I know you probably noticed some of the audio was a little wonky. I think I had dual audio on, so you're getting like a dual audio signal going through, or it was going through my microphone and the streaming. So you got like some dual audio on at least Yakuza Kiwami. I could hear the dual audio a little bit, but it wasn't bad. It was just a little daunting that it was happening. So I'll have to make sure I know how to stop that from doing that. But capturing video off the ROG Ally and stuff while playing the ROG Ally and having fun playing games off my ROG Ally and streaming them and making videos off of that is something that I want to try to do going forward. And I'll try to perfect it with my new videos series that I'm gonna eventually create. I was just doing it as a test for Friday, because I just at the last second I didn't know I was gonna stream that Friday. I didn't know what game I wanted to play on Friday. I'm like, I want to try to play something different than I'm usually playing, because usually I'd be playing like Dead Space or Frontiers of Pandora or something. I didn't want to play any of the. I didn't want to play Avatar. I didn't want to play Dead Space. I didn't want to play a lot of the other games. I didn't want to just go to Minecraft again or something for Friday. I'm like, why don't I try something unique this time? So I tried to do the capturing from the ROG Ally. I think it did a damn good job. I think I did a damn good job of it. Like I said, a little bit of the audio issue, but all in all, I was watching it back and stuff, and I'm like, not a big problem. I just got to make sure I don't capture the audio twice. I got to make sure that audio is not going through the microphone and stuff, and you're not getting the double audio from the game itself. That's something I'll have to work on, but otherwise, the capture device, my Elgato captured it nicely. My pass-through device from USB-C to HDMI out worked flawlessly. It was fun just gaming on my ROG Ally here and just you guys watching what I'm playing off a little handheld device. So you can see what it looks like, even though I would have to say, even though it's blown up on the stream a little bit, so it's probably a little bit, I don't know, I wouldn't say less good, but if you're playing it off the ROG Ally, playing off that screen and stuff, it is amazing. Trust me, I played many games on my ROG Ally, but when I do this new video series, when I play games off the ROG Ally and I do some capturing of them and stuff, and I do little gameplay videos of them showing off, oh, how's this gameplay on the ROG Ally? How's this gameplay or this plays on the ROG Ally? That's the kind of series I want to do because I think people would like to know, oh, how does that ROG Ally run? How does it work with this game or that game or that game? And people are wondering, is that ROG Ally powerful enough to run this and this game? Well, so far, people, it's been running most of the games that I've been playing on it. As you can see, Forza Motorsport and Yakuza Kiwami ran perfectly well. Even though I had to adjust I had to go from 900p back to 1080p because I put on 980p or 900p for when I'm just playing the games off the battery and I'm not having the ROG Ally plugged in. So I put on 900p to lessen the power drain off of the device, but I put it on 1080p or I let it be on 1080p and then I bump up the power of it when I'm plugged in because it's like, well, if I'm playing a game and I want it to look and run the best it can, I can put it in 1080p and stuff, or if I'm showing it off to you guys, you want to see it in 1080p. So stuff like that. But I do want to create the series. It's going to be called ROG Ally Gaming. I already have stuff. I'm just trying to think of how to do the logo and stuff like that, but it's going to be called ROG Ally Gaming, and it's going to be, short videos, shortish videos of me playing some games, showing them off a little bit, doing a little talking about it, how it looks, how it feels, each game feels when I'm playing them, and audio, all that stuff. And, it should be a nice little series. So one of those games that I'm going to start off with, like I said, I had these 2 test games. One of the games that I really want to start off with might be Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth when it comes out this Friday, which I cannot wait for. That's going to be a game that I am going to test that out with and see how that goes and how that video is going to be going, and then you guys can see that on top of the gameplay. So that is something I want to maybe try to do on that. So there you have it. That's what one of my plans is, one of the near future plans. And then, of course, this Friday, like I said, Infinite Wealth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth does come out. That means we're going to be starting the new Like a Dragon series going forward. So Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, like a Yakuza Like Me series coming back. This Friday, I'm not going to stream it at 8 p.m. because usually, well, first off, I'm taking off Friday and the Monday after to play a lot of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth this weekend. So Friday, I'm planning on streaming it early. I'm planning on doing a nice early midday throughout the day stream and play a lot of the beginning of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. So you're going to get a long gaming session of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and maybe you'll get a couple videos of that because I want to see what I can get into, what can happen. I want to see if I could get to the Doku Buku Island thing and see how that runs and such like that. One of the things that was not bumming me out per se, because it's not going to bum me out at all, but I've been hearing people getting bummed out about it, and this has been like some new development with Infinite Wealth recently, apparently, and it's a news story too, so I'm going to talk about it now before we get into the news. But apparently, the base game, which I have purchased, now note, this is also another reason why it's not affecting me. First off, I don't play New Game Plus really that much in games. When I play a game and I beat a game and they do have New Game Plus in them, I rarely keep going and go back to it. I might check out a little bit of stuff, but otherwise it's just if you want to continue to keep playing the game after the game is done, and it's just like, here's a little extra stuff, whatever. But once the story and the game and stuff is done, I'm usually done and I want to go move forward onto a new game and stuff. So New Game Plus in a lot of games is like, okay, I guess it's considered added value. And excuse me, I got an eyelash in my eye, of course. Anytime I'm doing something production-wise, I got an eyelash, I got a runny nose, I got something going on with me. So if this gets any worse, this eyelash thing, I'm gonna pause the recording for a second. But anyways, yeah, I don't really replay games that much unless if it's something with new achievements or whatever, if there's some DLC or something in the games. But very rarely I go back to playing a game that I've played and beaten, unless if there's something in that game or something that really entices me to go back and play it. Now, like I said, a lot of people might not buy as many games, and they might like the fact that they get New Game Plus. And two, before I get into this, I purchased the game. I already pre-ordered it on Xbox.com. I pre-ordered the digital edition because the digital edition that I'm getting from Xbox.com, I can play it on my PC, my ROG Ally, and my Series X console. So I can play it on any of those three devices. So I have it pre-installed on my PC and my ROG Ally right now. So that is what I'm planning on playing it on is my ROG Ally and my PC, or mainly my PC for of course the shows, and then the ROG Ally for doing some grinding and stuff. That's the plan anyways. I want to do like stuff that you probably don't want to see me keep on doing, like grinding enemies and stuff to earn more money and more points, more cash and stuff like that, and do some stupid side quests and do some like Doko Island. I want to do, if that's something I could do on the side, and I can do the Bandoku Island thing, and if it is like an Animal Crossing type of a deal, and I can just do all that on the side, I will play all that on the ROG Ally mainly. You know, I might show it off a little bit on a stream, on a Yakuza Like Me stream, but mainly that's going to be something I do on the side. That's going to be stuff I do on the side, so then when we get back to it, like I did the last time when I played Like a Dragon, or Yakuza Like a Dragon, because that was Yakuza 7, we'll call that, or Like a Dragon 7, or whatever you want to call that, when Itchy and them, and it was a turn-based game. That's what I did there. I played the game with you guys, and then I did most of my grinding and sessions and stuff on the side so I can level up my characters, level up the money, level up everything else. I did all that side stuff that you just don't want to keep seeing on a stream over and over again. You know, I did maybe some fights and stuff on the stream, but mostly I did a lot of the grinding off video, off stream, so that we can progress farther in the game and stuff like that together. So those are the two main reasons why this New Game Plus mode not being in the regular edition, the plain regular bare bones edition of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is not going to bother me, because apparently if you want New Game Plus, you're going to have to play or purchase deluxe or the ultimate editions of the game. Now, note what people were saying also, the physical copy of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth doesn't mention if they offer a deluxe or ultimate edition. It is just the regular, I guess, edition of the game. And people don't know, well, will there be at least New Game Plus in that? Because it doesn't say anything, or at least they don't know yet. And people are getting worried and they're getting pissed off because they're like, why are you locking all this stuff behind a paywall? And I can fully understand that, because New Game Plus shouldn't be behind the paywall. Now, all that extra stuff, all that extra goodies and stuff like that, sure, put that behind that extra mission or whatever, the clothing, the jobs stuff, sure, put that behind a paywall. But why would you put something like this? And I wonder, can I get to the thing? I should have this on here, but I don't do that because I rarely put the screen on here. But let's see here. Hold on, folks. Let's see. Display capture. Should I do? And that would be A, right? Excuse me. One second. There we go. Of course, it's too big for the britches here. And this is only for the video portion, folks. You gotta have to purchase more for the audio version, and you're probably not even gonna even really see this at all, anyways. So it doesn't really matter. But let's see here. Oh no, that just makes it smaller. Yay! But we'll just keep it like that for now until I get rid of it. But if you can see it in the small print, or you could go to IGN.com and look up the Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth limits New Game Plus access to the digital deluxe and ultimate editions. Well, in the standard edition, you don't get the Master Vacation bundle. You don't get the Sorted Outfit bundle. You don't get the Sujumin and Resort bundle or the Yakuza CD collection set. That's for deluxe and ultimate edition. And you know what? That's why I didn't want to spend what was it, like $100? What is it? $84.99 or $109 plus on those stupid editions, because I didn't feel like I needed all that extra gear and stuff like that. If I want that extra gear, I'm sure there's a way to get some of that in the store. I think I did that with Yakuza Like a Dragon, where I bought some of that stuff on extra from the online store. But I'm not going to pay more money for stuff like that when it's an astronomical amount. I just wanted the base game, and the base game was $69.99, or in my case, a lot less, because when I did my Microsoft Rewards points and I turned those in for a nice sweet $50 Xbox gift card, that's $50 off $69.99, so it only cost me, $26 and something cents for this whole game. So for me, not having New Game Plus and all that and that kind of stuff in the game doesn't bother me, because first off, I'm only going to play the game once through the story and do as much side stuff as I can, and then when I get my fill of it, then I'm done with the game. I'm not going to go back to do more stuff with it, unless that Dooku Island thing is really good. Then maybe I'll play that some more. But otherwise, I probably won't go back to any of that stuff. But for people that want to do the New Game Plus mode and all that, that shouldn't be behind the paywall. And that's sad that they have this New Game Plus where you have to buy the deluxe or the ultimate edition and pay more for that than in the standard edition. And a lot of the comments on here were saying, yeah, that's kind of bullshit. But some game companies are trying it out. And Sega, I don't know. I don't think that's something Sega should be really doing. And I'm going to take this away now. And I don't know. If they want to hurt the franchise a bit, that's what they're doing. That's what they're going to do with this. And I think if they're not careful, this could hurt the Like a Dragon franchise. And it's not Ryogoku Studios' fault, I don't think. I don't know if this was their decision or Sega's decision. I don't know. But mainly people are blaming Sega on this. But hopefully, even though they're a Japanese company and studio and all that, hopefully they're going to listen to people's words. And if enough people say enough about this issue, hopefully they change that and then they just put New Game Plus back in the standard edition and stuff and say sorry, and then just add more stuff to the other editions, which they can do that. But I don't know. Or are they going to just be bold and leave it out? That is a question that we will find out on Friday and stuff and going forward. Because I bet you a lot of people would complain, or more so would complain about this, because I know there's probably a lot more people that want New Game Plus. So when they beat the game, but then they don't, do all the side quests and stuff and all that, and they want to get back in the game with all their stuff, but start from the beginning of the game again and get more stuff, that hurts their chances of doing so. And not everybody's like me, where we're just so meticulous, where we'll just grind out everything on the sides and do a lot of side stuff while playing the game before we beat the game. So this is going to be kind of interesting. Like I said, I'm still very fully excited for this game. I cannot wait to play it. I just beat Yakuza Kiwami today before I did started this podcast, and I had a blast. And when I heard about this, I'm like, oh, this is not good for a franchise that is very much liked here in the States and all around the world, and something maybe they should address. I don't know. Or Sega should say, well, going forward, we plan on not having these games with New Game Plus unless if you pay for them or something, which still sounds like a bad thing to say for such a mode in a game, which it should just be in the game, because it's just the game, you replaying the game and just keeping all your stuff. It's not changing anything. It's not adding anything to the game. It's just so that you can keep all your stuff and restart the game and play more of the game. I don't know. It's not like it's extra goods and services or anything like that. So it's kind of a little shallow there. It's a shallow move for a game that a lot of people are looking forward to. And trust me, I'm very much looking forward to it. Like I said, I got it pre-installed on both my devices right now. And I'm super, super excited for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Even though this little dark cloud is hanging over it, it is a small cloud. And as a guy that likes to save a lot of money not everybody like me is saving $50 off of this because they like wasting time getting rewards points and stuff and turning them in for gift cards and stuff. You might be paying the full $79.99 price tag, or the $69.99 price tag. You might be paying the $70 for this game. Me, I'm lucky enough not to have to, because I like to get deals. I like to save money on games, and I don't mind doing the extra little work on the side to save $50 or something. Shit, I'm doing still the Microsoft rewards points thing again still, and we'll talk even more about that too, because some changes changed in the good for Microsoft rewards again, and I'm already on my way to earning my next $50 gift card for whatever game might come down the road. Who knows? But I'm excited. It's sad that this is happening, especially when this has been found out right before its launch. And, Sega's customer service did state that this is true, that New Game Plus is for the digital deluxe and the premium edition and not the standard edition. But I don't know. I don't know if it's going to hurt I don't think it'll hurt that many people, but it's still a kind of a dick move for a company that, people are beloved, that love this franchise, because what's going to stop them from doing it for the next Persona game? When the next Persona game comes out, people like to do the whole New Game Plus for that as well, right? And if they do it for that, not good. Not good for your customer base. Like I always say, as a customer, as somebody like you and whatever, if you want to make more money off your game, I do not mind if you make extra DLC for it, or extra costumes, or extra goods to sell me or somebody that make them look super good and charge us $5-6 per good or something or service to add on to this game later or whatnot, or DLC or extra levels or whatnot, I will not mind paying that extra money for that stuff. But don't take away something that's been in the game for a long time. Like, New Game Plus has been in these games for, like, ever, I would have to say, or mostly ever. When do I have a New Game Plus on Kiwami? I forgot if there's New Game Plus on Kiwami. Maybe it started on Kiwami 2 or Yakuza 3. I forgot. I forgot to look. Maybe I'll take a look at it later before I delete it off my system. Because, like I said, I'm done playing Kiwami, so I don't have no need to keep it on my system anymore. But I'll check out if it has New Game Plus. I forgot when they started New Game Plus for that series. But for anything, New Game Plus should just be New Game Plus. It shouldn't be something to pay for extra or try to con people into paying more for a game. That seems kind of like a little dickish to me towards being a gamer. And, and I know these games are getting astronomically expensive to make and produce and put out there, but sometimes you got to pick your battles. And sometimes when you do something like this, you just make your battle a little harder when you get people saying, well, I don't want to play this game until you guys bring this thing back. Or maybe they're gone for good from the series, or maybe they're gone from your playing any of your games ever again because they're so soured on the idea that you're taking away something that's been a staple for the series for a while, and you're taking it away on them, and you're putting it behind a paywall later, and that sounds bad. It does sound bad. But like I said, I'm still excited for Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. It is coming out this Friday. Cannot wait. Like I said, it's already pre-installed on my systems. I will be off to play it. And like I said, I will be streaming that sucker during the day. So like I said, on Friday, it will be no night streaming. It'll just be during the day, and I'll be doing a lot of hours of Yakuza like me playing this game, I'm sure. So, okay, before we get into any other games talk and whatnot, we got games that I've been playing throughout the week. Or weeks, I should say, lots of weeks, but we're going to just do from the few weeks that I've been playing games. So here is the games that I played in the past weeks.
The games news from the past week.
And of course, everything's itchy on me, everything's thing. I don't know if it's the eyelash thing or whatever, or my nose thing is all because I just shaved my head. And I shaved a little bit of my eyebrows, like I curved them a little bit better. And I bet you I got some fuzz in my face that I shouldn't have, or whatever in my eye. It's hard to be an older man. It's hard to be an old freaky gamer when you have to do a lot of grooming. But it's not hard to play games. So I played and beat during my vacation, my non-current gaming podcast vacation, holiday vacation. I played and beat Persona 5 Tactica on my ROG Ally. Persona 5 Tactica, a really good game, and a really good free game if you got Game Pass, or should I say Game Pass Ultimate for me, because of course I have the PC version. I played it on the PC. I mostly played it on my ROG Ally. I didn't play it at all on the PC. It was just my ROG Ally. And it reminded me of playing Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which I love. And I still got to play and beat the Sparks of Hope still with the Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I haven't beaten that game yet. But I played and beat Persona 5 Tactica. And boy, oh boy, I hope they make more of these Tactica games. Because at first, I didn't, like a lot of people out there, and I know there was a lot of people that were saying this, they didn't know what to think about it. They were like, this ain't a Persona game. This is a turn-based battle strategy game. And I was like, okay. And I was looking at it because I was watching it like everybody else on the previews of it and all that. And I'm like, okay, they made the Persona 5 characters all cartoony, more cartoony and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know, it looks okay. I'm not saying this is going to be garbage or anything. And then when I found out I was on Game Pass, I'm like, why are they putting this on Game Pass? Are they? And I think they did this where they said, okay, we're going to sell Persona 5 Tactica, but we're going to also put it on Game Pass because this is new for the series and they're trying something new to see if people will like it. And this is probably something that I don't know if they'll do ever again, or if they do, they'll put it on Game Pass again or not. But it was something they were trying. It was a test. It was a test to see if people would like playing a Persona game like this or something different than the original Persona series. And like I said, I gave it a try. And somebody's walking around making noise again. And she's got to stop. But I gave it a try. And I loved it. It was great. The story was great. The characters were great in it. And it was like watching an anime while playing an anime, and doing the turn-based stuff was very nice and easy. It wasn't like this. They had some side missions. I forgot what they were. They were like little quests you can do on the side to get extra points and stuff. Those were a bit challenging. Those were actually challenge things to do. And a little bit of time I had to look them up, how to do them, how to beat them, how to, kind of not cheat, but how to do them and finish them. Like sometimes you had to beat all these enemies in one move or something. I'm like, I'm not that good. But playing the game straightforward, level up the characters, the weapons, all that stuff. Oh, it was so fun and easy. And I'm like, this is a good game. And like I said, it was such a good game. I played it, beat all the enemies. And at the end, it was just crazy, crazy long. And, but I beat it. I had my fun, had my fill. And then I deleted it off my ROG Ally because there was nothing left of it. And I'm like, okay, I played it. I beat it. It was a fun, free Game Pass game that I played on my ROG Ally, and it played amazingly well on the ROG Ally. I tell you, people, it looked and played amazingly on my ROG Ally. Oh, talk about an Xbox portable device. I just fell in love with that. And if they, like I said, if they do another one, if they keep doing this or in the future, making like a Persona Tactica games in the future, I'll play them. I'll definitely play them. Because that was very fun. That was, if it was just for sale or something and I would have bought it on the cheap or something, I would have paid for it on the cheap. Definitely. It was definitely a great game. Highly recommend it if you got Game Pass. Check it out. If you ever played turn-based strategy game, a turn-based strategy game like that before, or if you played the Mario plus Rabbids games and you like those, you might like this as well. If you like the Persona characters and you like the Persona world and stuff, you would like them too, because they blended that stuff quite nicely together. That got blended really nicely together. And if you got like a ROG Ally or any of the other gaming handhelds, like I can't say about anything about the other gaming handhelds because I only have the ROG Ally, so I don't know about the Steam Deck or any of the MSI stuff or the Lenovo stuff or what else is there? I think it was MSI, Lenovo. You had the other Chinese ones. I can't say anything about those. Only you guys can if you own one. But my ROG Ally, the Asus ROG Ally, beautiful. Get the Extreme Edition of that. Beautiful. Plays beautiful. Handles beautiful. Looks beautiful. It was just an all fun adventure. Then I got the game that I said I was going to wait for a long time that I didn't think I was going to start playing, but I did, and I played a little big, not a big chunk of it, but I played a chunk of it so far. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. And I bought that for the Series X because they had a sale on it, and I purchased it, a physical copy of that, and it's got its ups and downs. It's mainly the downs is the fighting aspect. Like, I feel like even though I am a Na'vi, and I'm playing as a Na'vi character, I feel like I'm always having to try to trick the enemies into killing them, because a lot of times I feel like I'm underpowered or something like that, or sometimes things don't work right. Sometimes I hit the wrong button and I shoot something I don't want to shoot or I shouldn't have shot. And there's a lot of stuff going on in the game that you got to learn to do, like pluck certain fruits and vegetables or whatever, plant items and stuff. And a lot of the times they take the tutorials away from you if you don't, and you forget how to do them, and you forget how to pluck them or pull them and stuff, or when time to collect them at, and it gets a little challenging that way. And a lot of people were talking about the map, though. A lot of people were saying, oh, they don't have waypoints, or they don't have markers of where your next missions and stuff are. And I'm like, they kind of do. They show you where there's like little waypoint markers of the next missions and stuff. At least for me, they did. And I was able to get to the next mission or do the next task or something in the game. That wasn't a problem. I thought the map was just fine in the game. Otherwise, it's just your basic, like people say, your basic Far Cry type of game, but using the avatar world and characters, the Na'vi characters, as your base protagonists and stuff, and then the enemy is the RDA company, and what's the guy's name? The one main corporate R&D corporate guy. He's the bad guy in that, and otherwise you're just trying to clean up Pandora, one step at a time, trying to fight the enemy back and try to get Pandora back to cleanliness again. It's like they added a little bit of Mario Sunshine to it, where you got to clean up the area, defeat the enemies, clean up the area, take over these bases, do this, level up. And I had my little freak out sessions with it. If anybody watched those live streams, or you can watch them now if you want, my pre-taped gameplay of Frontiers of Pandora, but I still been having fun with it. I haven't played it for a little while, but I am going to get back into it because it was interesting. Was trying to learn, because I never really played it in the Far Cry games. I was trying to learn the ways of, okay, how is this all set up like? Now, if it was more set up like how an Assassin's Creed game is set up, like Odyssey, I always go to Odyssey because that's the only Assassin's Creed game that I played and beat was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I want to play the next one. I have Ragnarok. I just haven't played it yet because I got so many games to play. And that's something I'll play way down the road. But with Odyssey, I think they should have took a lot of this. They should have made more of this game from like how Odyssey is, because Odyssey, you can climb up rocks and trees and plants and buildings and stuff with ease without even trying. This, you had to actually find certain things to climb on or get a hold of before you can climb up stuff. And I felt like as a Na'vi character, even though I'm like a newer, younger Na'vi character or whatnot, I should have still been able to climb up, various objects with great ease, because you're a Na'vi in Pandora and you should be able to do that stuff. But apparently either I haven't learned that skill yet, or I'm still learning a lot of skills, because that's what you're doing. You're learning because you were taken from your Na'vi village after they got burned down to the ground, and you were being trained to be an RDA soldier or diplomat or whatever they were going to use you for. It was their pet project, and then shit happened. You went to cryo sleep, then you woke up years later, and you didn't know how long you were. I think it was like 10 years or something, or I forgot how many years it was. It was a long time, and basically you're just trying to learn how to be a real Na'vi, and I don't know. I think they could have did it more of the way of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. If they would have, like I said, if they would have did it more that way, it would probably been a little bit more accepting for me on that. like I said, it's still a decent game, and I'm still gonna go back and play more of it. It's just it takes a little bit of a learning curve to play this game, because it is more Far Cry-ish than that. And like I said, me amongst, I bet a few people aren't the biggest Far Cry players out there, but still overall fun, and very colorful, very graphically intense, amazing game. They did an amazing job with Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. And depending on what price it is at now, I don't know, I'm sure it's dropped even more since I've purchased it. When did I purchase that? I purchased that around Christmas time, right? Because I played it during the Christmas time for a Christmas stream, and I think I got it for like $20 off or something. It was like $49.99 or something. I should have waited a little bit longer. I could have got it for a little bit cheaper, but I said, why not? But still, overall, a great game. And on the Series X, that Series X makes it look and plays very well. It does a very good job playing that game. But if you don't like Avatar and you don't like the Far Cry games, then you're not going to like this game. So simple as that. Simple as that. Like I said, on my stream and even off my stream, I've been playing a little bit of Forza Motorsport 2020. I should have said 2023. Why did I put 2024 here? It's really 2023 because that's when it came out. So I'll put that on there. I don't know why I put 2024 down, but I've been playing the Forza Motorsport 2023 edition because I wanted to make sure people knew that they came out in 2023. And been playing that on the ROG Ally, of course, as you were watching on the live stream on Friday. And it plays very well. I think it plays better on the ROG Ally than it does with a regular, like, Xbox controller. I have this Xbox controller, and I can play on my PC, the game on my PC or my Xbox Series X. And the turning and stuff, even though I have, like, the similar analog sticks as the ROG Ally, it seems a little bit better with the analog sticks of the ROG Ally than it is with the Xbox controller, the official Xbox controller on the PC or the Xbox. And it's weird and daunting that it is like that, because I'm like, wait a second, this game is made by a Microsoft company, and it's made for Xbox and the PC. How come it works on this ROG Ally a lot better than that? And the ROG Ally's sticks aren't, they're not supposed to, I don't know. I'm not going to say they're not supposed to be as good. I'm sure Asus made them to be the best they can. They're great enough for me. They don't feel crappy at all. They feel like I'm playing on an Xbox controller, but I don't know if there's more dead zone in the regular controllers than it is on the ROG Ally or something, but turning and doing stuff on the ROG Ally controller, a lot easier than it is to play on an Xbox controller. Yeah, and I don't know why. The sensitivity's probably better. I don't know. But I jumped back in, did a few more races, did a few more, little bit more of the career mode and stuff, as you've seen, and had some fun, at least up till the end race where I had that weird track, and that track was bullshit. That was the worst track ever. I don't know who would want to drive on that track. I was slipping and sliding off that track. I'm like, I need better tires for this track, and unfortunately in the game, I can't get better tires for some reason. I don't know why. Why don't they let me get and purchase like better gripping tires or something for tracks like that? I should have better gripping tires. I shouldn't just have the regular racing tires that I have for like the regular tracks. This was like your put together by the hillbillies kind of a track where they patched the whole track together. You could see all the patches on this track. I forgot what track it was, but if you watch the video at the end, oh my God, it was a horrible experience. I started in 8th or 7th place, and I think I ended up in 7th or 8th place. So either I did the same as I started or I did worse, and it was a bad race. It was a bad overall, and I tried my darndest to be, racing on that track, but that track was narrow. It was crappy as hell. I hated it. I hated it with a passion. Ugh. But overall, the game looks and plays phenomenally well, especially on the Asus ROG Ally. What more can I say? It is your racing game. It is your proper Xbox PC racing game that people will want to play. And if you got Game Pass, like I said, like me, Game Pass Ultimate, it is free. So there you go. I already talked about playing through and just beating today before I started the podcast, Yakuza Kiwami. That is the second game of the series, of the Yakuza series. And I wanted to beat it before I started Infinite Wealth, and of course I did. And I played the hell out of it. There's a few things that I just didn't go and play through again because I'm like, okay, I don't want to beat Majima another 25 times to get all the rest of my skills from him. I don't want to do the Pocket Circuit Racer stuff anymore. I did enough of that Pocket Circuit Racing. And I did a bunch of the Musu King stuff. It's basically your rock, paper, scissors card playing game. That's all fun and good and stuff, but I just didn't feel like doing any more of that. You know, there's certain things that you want to do. I just wanted to play through the story again. I did a lot of the side missions and side quests. I did a lot of this stuff. I collected a lot of stuff, opened a lot of lockers and stuff. I think I milked the game for all I wanted to milk it for. And then now it's time to go on. And, you know, after I beat the game and all that and did all that, it says, hey, you got New Game Plus on this? And I'm like, no, I don't want to continue. I think it said you have New Game Plus. I forgot if it did or not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just thinking that up because maybe it said, oh, after this, after you beat the game, you should have whatever it is. I just didn't want to get back into doing that stuff again. I already beat the game. I had my fun. I watched the story. It was good. It's sad at the end, but you know, it's a great game. I cannot wait for Infinite Wealth this Friday. It's going to be a long 4-day week, or maybe not. Who knows? Maybe I'll get through this week really quick during the work week, and then Friday will come, and I'll be like, yay. I'll talk more about Friday at the end of the stream, at the end of this podcast, folks. Other games that I played, the last 2 games that I played during the weeks, Vampire Survivors, you know, once in a while you just want to get in and you just want to move your character around and let it do its auto shooting and kills a lot of bad creatures and stuff, and you level your character up with lots more weapons and shields and stuff, and you have fun killing and doing the game of Vampire Survivors. What more can we say? You know, you've probably seen people play. You probably play it yourself. It's a fun game. It's a simple game, and I was playing that actually on the PC because I usually like to watch something on one monitor. I like to play Vampire Survivors on the other monitor. Even though I do have it on the ROG Ally, I still like playing it on my PC. Go figure, eh? Started playing it on the Xbox, but then I went and graduated to PC and ROG Ally. Go figure. Then also right before I started doing this podcast, I wanted to try this out because I was watching other people play this game in a game party. This is on Game Pass for all your Game Pass people, and it's a game preview. Even though you get achievements with it, it's still in game preview, so it is buggy. It still needs some work done to it, but it's called Palworld, and it's supposed to be your Pokemon meets Minecraft type of a game. I'm also going to say it's not just Pokemon meets Minecraft, but it also has a little bit of Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild in that as well. Has a little bit of that kind of feel going for it, and also has some Fortnite going for it. So if you're one of those people that loves to play that Fortnite and you love to do that weird building, it has that look to it. It has that look and feel to it. It's made in Unreal Engine, and it is clunky as hell, and there's a lot of stuff you got to do. Now, note, I was trying to play this with keyboard and mouse proper for the PC version. I might want to try to see if I can play it on a controller on a gamepad, see how that is. I was playing solo myself because I don't have any friends that play games, at least any immediate friends that play games. I wish I had some friends that played games and would play games with me online once in a while, because that would be pretty good to play with somebody else, because you can have multiple people, at least in the PC version. I guess the Xbox version of the game, you can only play with like 2 to 4 people for back-end technical reasons for the Xbox. I don't know. They said it was a Microsoft issue. I can understand that. Microsoft has some weird rules for certain things, but maybe they'll change it. Maybe something will get fixed and you can add more players. But as of now, Palworld is a little bit, it's in a game preview state, but I tried it out myself after watching people play it on a video and stuff. And like I said, it does feel like Pokemon because all the creatures are Pokemon characters. They're very close to being like Pokemon characters. And then you make these like Pokeball things. I forgot what they're called, but they're like Pokeballs. You make them and then you fight. You damage the Pokemon with yourself. You can punch them or axe them or whatever. And then before they're dead or anything, you can throw the Pokeball at them. And then they could either get captured or not. And then if they do get captured, they're yours. And then if you want to use them for battle, you can throw out your Pokeball and they go and battle something. Or you can use them for manual labor, slave labor or something. And they'll help you build stuff. They'll help you break down trees and whatnot. And it's an interesting game. It is a very interesting game. And then it has the Fortnite Minecraft feel to it where you're breaking down trees, rocks, and all sorts of stuff and building like your houses, you're building your beds and your fires and your work benches and your little pokey centers that you got there. It is a unique game. Like I said, it is glitchy. It is in game preview, but I'm going to continue. I might go back once in a while to play it. I don't know yet, but maybe before it gets out of game preview, if they announce when it's going to come out of game preview, maybe I might purchase it as well because maybe there'll be an added discount. Right now, I think it was still pretty cheap. I forgot what it would be. I'm going to look here. So I'm going to start up my Xbox thing. Hopefully it doesn't screw anything up here. Let's see here. Palworld. Here we go. Game preview install. How much for... Right now it's $30 if you want to buy Palworld, which is in preview. And you can play it on your Xbox, Series X, PC. I think it's also on PlayStation and stuff, but I don't know if they have any sales on it or whatnot. It's also on Steam. I know people were buying it on Steam and playing it. But like I said, I'm an achievement whore, so of course I'm going to buy it for PC on the Xbox side because I'm an achievement whore. But I'm hoping, because like I said, once this eventually comes out of either Game Pass or Game Preview or both, usually Microsoft will, if you look, or they'll announce it to you, because if you have it, they'll announce it to you. But if you don't and you look it up, usually before it goes off Game Preview or Game Pass, Microsoft likes to add a little bit more of a sale to these games once in a while. So maybe I could get this for less than $30 down the road before it comes out of game preview. And then I'll definitely buy it because why not? Because like I said, it's got Xbox achievements. I got 100 achievements already for it. 100 Chivo points for it already. And there's still more. There's not that many achievements. I got one of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 achievements here. And they seem to be very, very easy. Collect 10 different pals. Caught 20 different types of pals. Caught 50 different types of pals. Caught 90 different types of pals. Those are the bigger ones. Defeated Victor and Shadow Beak. I don't know what that is. Defeated Axel. I guess these are like the battle people. When you want to battle these people, they're gym masters or something. That's probably what those are, the gym masters. For their own Pokemon gym master thing. But yeah, they got a few achievements there. They got 10 in total achievements. I got already 100 achievement points for just doing the first unlock. I thought that was pretty interesting. But yeah, Palworld. And oh, yes, this is something I didn't get yet because still early on, and a lot of these guys, and the guys didn't get this either when watching their stream. But yeah, in Palworld, your Pokemon can have guns. You can have guns. Pokemon with guns. They're showing one Pokemon character with a freaking Gatling gun. So you can have Gatling guns and stuff in Palworld. Isn't that crazy? That is crazy. That is freaking crazy, people. Palworld, folks. Check it out. If you have Game Pass, or if you just want to buy it on Steam or something or whatnot, go for it. If it's I think it might be $30 on Steam too. If it's $30 on Amazon, on Xbox, it's got to be the same or similar price on Steam or whatnot. But shit, I got Game Pass, so if it's on Game Pass, of course I'm going to play this game on Game Pass. So, Palworld, Pokemon with guns that plays like Minecraft and Fortnite. Crazy. They just put everything together to make one game. And like I said, I did a little bit of building. I did a little house so far, a basic house, basic building. I built a lot of chests to hold a lot of my stuff. I'm leveling up my character pretty fast so far. I only got like 2 Pokemon, and they're 2 of the sheep Pokemon. So far, I want to get the cat. The cat Pokemon look cool. It's like the Meowth that's very smart and very cool. And then you got these giant, big Palworld monsters that are like, they'll kill you in one hit. They're super big and powerful. It is one of those. But like I said, it also feels like Zelda in a way because of how you're battling, how everything looks. It looks Zelda-ish as well. So it's got that for the cooking and stuff because you do the cooking and it goes ding, 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 ding. Like in Zelda, your fighting styles are like Zelda-like styles. When you got to climb up, you could climb up sides of buildings and mountains and stuff. Your stamina meter goes down, and then you got to eat and all that other stuff. That is Zelda right there. They got the Zelda stuff like that in there. So a lot of different things in this game. A lot of different stuff they put in Palworld just to make a game out of it. And it seems to work well with me. I like it. Like I said, if it gets, I'll try to continue to play it some more. Not as much when I got Infinite Wealth coming out this Friday, like I keep saying. But, once in a while, if I don't feel like playing any Yakuza Infinite Wealth, I'll pop on the PC here. If I'm on the PC and I just want to play a little bit of Palworld. Like I played a bit of it today, and it was like I played over an hour of it. And I didn't even think I was going to do that. I thought I was going to play like 30 minutes of it or something. I ended up playing an hour of Palworld. But, hey, game preview. It's on Game Pass. Check it out or check it out on Steam. And then you can play with more people. Yeah. So those were the games that I have played in the past weeks, folks. I'd say that's a good list. A very good list. Let's see here. Microsoft's Developer Direct. Let's talk about that for a little bit. Yes, that happened. That happened the other day on Thursday. I watched it. It was quite interesting, and it had a few games that I might want to play, at least a couple, 3 games on this list. So they talked about what games were coming out this year, and they're all apparently coming out this year in 2024. The first one they showed off in their Developer Direct, and they went to actually had the studios showing off and talking about the games. And the first one was Avowed from Obsidian Entertainment. That's coming out this fall of 2024. It looks really good. It looks like something like a Skyrim-ish type of a game. More colorful, more simplistic, I would have to say. I don't know if it's more simplistic, but it looked really, really good. It looks like a really good game. It looks like something that I will be wanting to play this fall, depending on what other games are coming out this fall. And for me as a game, because all these games are going to be on Game Pass, just to let you know. I think Avowed is going to be a really big hitter for Obsidian and Microsoft because Microsoft needs that new Skyrim game. Now, sure, Skyrim is on Game Pass from Bethesda and stuff like that, but people weren't too happy with Starfield recently still. Some people still have that of Starfield, but then there's still a lot of people that like Starfield. But a lot of people just wanted a new Skyrim. That's why a lot of people were going, ooh, when's the next Elder Scrolls game coming out? And it's not going to come out for a while, but here you go, folks. Here's the other Elder Scrolls from the other company that made another Fallout themselves, or they made Fallout New Vegas, and they also made, those Starfield-like game, and I forget what the name of that was, but they made stuff like that because they kind of make some games that Bethesda makes, but they make them themselves. I think Fallout is going to be a quite good looking, fun type of game. Depending on what kind of a type of a character I want to play in it, it looks good. It looks like a good RPG that I might have fun with this upcoming fall. So be on the lookout for fall 2024 when Avowed comes out. Then they showed, what did they show next? Oh yeah, they showed Hellblade 2 again, Sonya's Saga. They showed more of that. They talked about that. They talked about how they used the whole in-house orchestra and with the music and all that and the rock thing. And they did the whole, they did the whole music, what was it? The heavy metal band group. Excuse me on that. They used the heavy metal band group, the live heavy metal band group, and they used a lot of green screen and effects technologies and stuff that you would see filmmakers make out there, and they would use people on wires and stuff doing stunt work and all that to do in this game. And I haven't played the first game yet, but I do have it on my ROG Ally because I wanted to at least try out a little bit someday Hellblade on the ROG Ally and try it out a little bit to see how that plays out and see the story and see if I get into the story with Sonya and her saga and see how that is before I jump in or try to dive into Hellblade 2 when it comes out, which they said it's coming out officially on May 21st this year of 2024. So your wait is going to be over, people, because a lot of people are waiting and really hoping this was going to be a big game. Because this game reminds me of Sonya, she's like the Kratos of the Xbox world. This is like God of War with a female character. That's what I picture it as, and it has that really good look to it. They got that really good, expensive game look to this game, and I'm sure it was very expensive to make, and it took them a while to make it. But Ninja Theory, this game looks good. Just looking at the little stuff in the trailers and the little bit of gameplay they were showing of Hellblade 2, I'm like, I got to try out Hellblade 1. Just a little bit. I watched a little bit of it, but I got to try it out for myself. And, this is coming, like I said, this is coming out May 21st this year. It'll be on Game Pass. I'll try it out as well. If I like the first one, I'll definitely try out this one. They also said this is going to have new gameplay techniques as well. It's going to have new fighting gameplay techniques and stuff like that they were talking about in the presentation. So I might like it even more. We'll see. But May 21st this year, Xbox is going to have another good game for themselves. Then they showed ARA or ARA History Untold from Oxide Games. Never heard of them, but from Oxide Games. This game is coming out this fall as well, 2024. It reminds me of like a Civilization game or something, or like a knockout type of Civilization game in a way. But I didn't have any like appeal to it. I didn't really take to it when they were showing it off. I'm sure some people will like this type of a game and what it's going to be doing. But for me, I'm like, sure, you build up your empire, do all this. There's a lot of games like that, and it's like, I'll stick with my city skylines and my, like I said, all the other games are Civilization games. But This is something that it's like Age of Empire. I tried to get into Age of Empire. I had some fun with it, and then I fell off of it a bit. This is what this game would be like. It's like they went into, I don't know. There's something about it that I didn't care for it, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that like that type of game and that will care about this game. So for you people, I hope you enjoy it. I hope this is something that you're going to like. It just didn't hit me. It's not my type of a game. It didn't grab me at all. But it looked good though, and they were excited making it. So ARA or ARA History Untold coming out this fall, 2024. So another fall game of 2024. And then Square Enix snuck in there. They did a little unknown user coming on in. And they snuck in Square Enix. I guess they got a game coming out from them, and they're bringing Visions of Mana to, I guess, Game Pass. I think this is going to be a definite Game Pass game. Don't quote me on this, but they are developing for Xbox. It just says upcoming Xbox titles. So who knows? Maybe they're just selling it, but I wouldn't doubt that this game isn't going to be a Game Pass game. It might be a Game Pass game, but don't quote me on it. But all the rest of these games should be Game Pass games. But so I'm pretty much thinking this is going to be a Game Pass game too. But like I said, don't quote me on it. But Visions of Mana, it's for all the RPG. I think it's an RPG. It's all the weird, it's all your Japanese type of Square Enix games. It's for people that like Visions of Mana, because that's what it is, Visions of Mana. It's coming out this summer, 2024, so it's not a Final Fantasy, though. I would have rather liked the new Final Fantasy or something, but Microsoft's still working on Square Enix to try to get those, unless if Sony tries to buy Square Enix or something like that. But for you people, there you go. You got something from Square Enix coming in this summer of 2024. And then finally and lastly, a game that a lot of people were interested in. For me, originally I wasn't too interested in it until I saw this gameplay of it. And then I'm like, okay, I'll play through this game. Okay. From Machine Games, the makers of your Wolfensteins and stuff like that. And they're under Bethesda labels and stuff like that. They make some good first-person games. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which is supposed to be a tie-in. It's like a middle game / movie tie-in between, what is it? The Last Crusade or something? It's between the original trilogy, the last two movies of the original trilogy, not the Crystal Skull and the Dial of Destiny, but it's supposed to be between the original trilogy, as they were talking about. And they got like this, they have the Harrison Ford look to the Indiana Jones, so you don't have to worry, because that's what I was wondering. I was like, are they going to get Harrison Ford likeness? Are they going to get the likeness of these characters? And they got the likeness of Harrison Ford. They got the likeness of a lot of the original characters from the movies in the game. They look really good. Everything looks really good. And did they say, I forgot, did they say that Troy Baker, which he does a lot of voice work for a lot of games, you know him, you would know him quite well if you're very much into the games and the games industry. And like I said, I am a student of the games industry. I like to know the behind the scenes of a lot of things. Well, Troy Baker is doing the voice of Indiana Jones, which he sounds pretty Harrison Ford-ish like. He makes a pretty good Harrison Ford voice. Like, he comes close to it, because I can understand not having Harrison Ford do the voice work for his character in there, because I'm sure he would not put in that effort to do the voice lines and stuff for his character in the game, at least not nowadays, because, he's pretty much old. He's pretty old. He's pretty much done with all that stuff. He's done with Star Wars. He's done with Indiana Jones. I don't know how many more movies he's got in him, to tell you the truth. I hate to say that, because he did a lot of great movies since, before I was even an inch in the pants of somebody. He made a lot of great movies over those centuries and centuries of him being out. But at least they got the likeness and the feel and the look, and it seems like they got the story beats just like how it should be, like the original Indiana Jones franchise. And like I said, it looks and sounds like Indiana Jones, and there you go. And you can have a first-person whip in this game. That's pretty badass. A lot of people were liking the first-person whip. I was too. So that's going to be interesting. And there's gonna be some puzzling and stuff, but those are also, they said a lot of the puzzles aren't going to be mandatory, which I'm like, good. I just want to kill Nazis and take Nazi by the neck with my whip and throw him off a cliff or something and do some crazy stuff. And yeah, and that's what Machine Games does with their games. So I'm interested. All they say that this game is coming out this year in 2024. They don't say a date. They don't say a time or a date when this game is coming out, but they just say 2024 for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So coming out this year, folks. I'm excited. It's going to be great to see Indiana Jones again, even though I could just watch the movies. But I hope it does good. I hope it really does good. I don't know if it's coming out on any other platforms. I know it's just going to be mostly Xbox and PC, Game Pass, stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know if they'll eventually bring it out on like a PlayStation or something, maybe down the road or something. I don't know. A lot of people complain about that stuff. You know, a lot of fanboys like, oh, Microsoft, why are they doing this and getting this and the Blade game and that? And then, you know, then we got our side where we're like, well, why can't we get the Spider-Man games on this side? Because Sony doesn't want to do it. Because they don't want to play well with others, you know, just like, and if Sony ain't going to play ball and bring those certain film franchise games over to like Xbox and other things, then why should Microsoft do that? And you can still play stuff like that, like Indiana Jones or Spider-Man. You just got to wait for it to come out on Steam. That's like the neutral ground for both Sony and Microsoft. They're both putting games on Steam. Their games on Steam eventually, and then it's like, okay, eventually I can play this Spider-Man game when it comes out on Steam, or I could play this Xbox game on Steam. So that could be pretty much your middle ground, folks, for games. But that was it. All 5 of these games that they announced for this Developer Direct 2024. We'll see if they have more Developer Directs down the road, or if they're just going to wait till their unofficial non-E3 or their Game Developers Conference or whatever they want to call it in the summer, the Keighley Summer Showcase or whatever. Then we'll find out. Oh, here we go. So, okay, this game, the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, is set between the events of Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade. There you go. So, yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out what we will get in the summertime. I'm sure they'll announce all the games that are going to come from Activision Blizzard and stuff. And when those games are all going to be ported to Xbox and PC and Game Pass and stuff like that. So don't worry, it takes time for that stuff to get redone and directed in the back end to make it work with everything else and a lot of other stuff. And they're still working on plans on how to release stuff. So give them some time. They're taking their time to make everything happen. So just wait, be patient. There's plenty of these games. I should have read this stuff because there was better what should I say, descriptions of these games than I was giving you guys. So here, if you want better better notes on the game Visions of Mana, or however you want to say it. Embark on a new adventure this summer of Visions of Mana, the first mainline entry in the Mana series in over 15 years. As a soul guard, you'll accompany your childhood friend on her journey as a newly named Alm, who must travel to the Tree of Mana and rejuvenate its flower of power of mana. There you go. And then, yes, Avowed, I already talked about. I did a good job for that. I did a good job, I think, for Sana Saga. How about this one? How about for our history untold. Prepare to go head-to-head with other players as you make decisions that will reshape the world. Upcoming turn-based grand strategy title. There you go. Should have talked about that way before. So there you have it. So that was the developer direct. I thought it was good, and I liked the little bit of behind the scenes stuff they were showing behind the scenes of each game and the developers being human and stuff like that. I thought that was really neat. It was definitely a good little direct. I think Microsoft should do more of these. I know it's copying like what Nintendo does, but it should give some hope to gamers out there saying, Microsoft's getting some good games this year coming out. Maybe we might want to get an Xbox or something, or at least we'll get Game Pass and we can play these games on the PC, because you don't have to buy an Xbox Series X or S to play these games. You can play them. Oh, thank you for giving me the weather on my thing. It's supposed to be high of 34 on Monday. So you don't have to get an Xbox to play these games, folks. If you get Game Pass Ultimate, you can play these games on, or PC Game Pass at least. I would just get Game Pass Ultimate anyways, because that's just me. But you can play these games on PC Game Pass on your PC anytime. So I think that's a good win-win for people out there, even if you don't own an Xbox, because you could still play these on your PC. Just get Game Pass, which is really cheap for PC Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate, and there you go. Play away. I don't see why you would not want to do that. Unless if you just really hate Microsoft and Xbox. I don't know. I don't hate PlayStation, but I just don't like how the Sony company is running things and doing things over there. And I feel like Sony gamers are getting ripped off blindly and they don't want to admit it. And then they start causing trouble and stuff, even though that's the best selling console, right now. Like, what did they say, 3-1 or whatever compared to Xbox? But how come there's no games on the PlayStation side? If they're selling so many PlayStations, what are you all playing on them? Or are you all playing Spider-Man only? Because I could understand that. It just makes me a little furious as a gamer. Like, if I was to spend $500+ on this console and I'm not able to play anything on it or much on it, what would I play on it? I don't know. It just makes me feel a little angry with that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. On the comments below if you're watching this on YouTube on my video version, or email me at oldfreakygamer@gmail.com, and you can let me know as well on how you feel about these games and Xbox, PlayStation, all that stuff, because I would like to know from legit people, not just fanboys, because even though I'm a fanboy, I am open to other things. Like I said, if Sony made a PlayStation, or they made a lot of games and they made the PlayStation the way I used to like the PlayStation back when PS2 and 3 felt like, and it felt warm and it felt open, then I'd be sticking with PlayStation. I'd still buy, like I said, I bought a PS4, but I returned it because it didn't feel like I was going to love it. And luckily I returned it because there was no games that I wanted to play on it. At least not as many as other people. I didn't want to play The Last of Us. I didn't want to play all those. They just didn't have anything for me. Except for Final Fantasy and stuff and a few other games. But they just didn't have what I wanted. So that's why I stick with Xbox and I stick with PC. And of course I got my Switch. So, but I'm open to playing a lot of systems and games. It's just, you just got to have what I want out of them. And if you don't, well, there you go. Anything else do I have to talk about? I'm just looking here. Like I said, I'll talk more about Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth after the news. So I guess we're going to do the news now. I'm not going to talk about, I don't think I'm going to get into everything. And if I do, I'm going to quickly go through the news, because even though I said I wasn't going to be too long with this podcast is getting long again because I talk and ramble too much. So I got to get through stuff. We got to get through stuff. And let's see what games news I'll talk about, and then I'll just pick off whatever stories and stuff are, and we'll see what we see. So here's the games news that is the games news of these weeks now.
The games news from the past
Weeks.
Enjoy your game.
That's a good game.
There you go. Oh, there we go. Let me take a breather. Whew. Okay. Games news now. So I was teasing a little bit about the Microsoft rewards that I was getting, and I got what was it? I think it was like 46,000 points. It was like 46,000 points to get that $50 Xbox gift card, which you would think, wow, that's going to take you a very long time. That's going to take you like a whole year to make, Mr. Mike. And no, it isn't. It took very short time. And then in that time frame, I guess Microsoft or something, they were talking, and I was talking about this, that they were cutting back on the program a little bit, cutting back the rewards and stuff. They were changing things up again. And then recently, all of a sudden, things are going back to the way they were with the rewards program for the Microsoft rewards. And you can get more of your points from Bing. You could get more of your points from stuff like you're playing games and such like that. So everything is getting back to the way it was. And I'm going to pause this for a second, so don't worry, folks. You will not notice a thing. Okay, I'm back. Am I back? I am back. I got to make sure when I'm recording that I hit that button the correct way. I just had to blow my nose because my sinuses are going all crazy again. So, yes, so everything seems to be going back to normal, and it's even in the news they're talking about this, but I noticed as well. So basically, you're going to get more of your points that you were getting before. They had stuff where they were doing cooldowns for searches for getting points, because if you go and use Bing, like I use Bing now because I'm getting sick of how Google has been doing searches and stuff, and Bing's been pretty damn good lately. Microsoft's been doing a pretty good job, decent job with Bing, at least in my case here. And searching on Bing, you get points for searching stuff on Bing. You get points for doing the little rewards tasks in the Bing rewards app part of it, where like they'll ask you questions if you want to do some quizzes and questions and stuff. If you want to read some stuff, do this, do that, little stupid stuff, and those points add up really quickly. Like I could get like 300 to 400 points a day on a lot of stuff, and including on that, when you go and play video games like I do, and you got the Xbox app, you can earn a lot of Microsoft reward points from your Microsoft rewards app. And I'll go to the rewards tab, where you could go, and I know you can barely see this in the video, but you could go in and you could play games. You do certain quests and stuff. Sometimes they'll ask you to play a certain game, sometimes during a week or something, and do certain tasks. You can earn game points from this. So they got a little game that they have in the Microsoft Xbox app, where you play their own version of like Bejeweled and stuff, and it's called Microsoft Jeweled or something like that. You could get 30 points for that. You get 20 points for just using this app. I play a PC game. I play games on my PC or my ROG Ally every day. I get 50 points for that. You get like achievement. You get points for earning achievements. You get points for playing a couple Game Pass games, or if you're playing a Game Pass game, you get achievement for that. And like I said, some weekly, monthly quests and stuff like that. And like I said, all that stuff adds up, and it adds up for the better for if you're like me and you want to earn those points and change those reward points into like gift cards to like Amazon or Xbox and stuff. And I've been doing that and been getting a lot of gift cards throughout the years and stuff, and also getting a lot of points. Like I said, I got that $50 off of Infinite Wealth because shit, I earned it through the rewards thing, and it was very easy. I got it ahead of time, and I've already got like over 4,000 rewards points right now that eventually I'm going to use when I get another $50 or something, I'll use it for another Xbox game. Or maybe I'll just get an Amazon gift card again. I don't know. We'll see. Probably I'll go for the Xbox gift card again. But yeah, it's a little program, and I know a lot of people just don't want to do it because that's too much of a waste of a time for a lot of people. But for people like me that, you know, sometimes I just want to relax, do a little thing here and there, and I play a lot of games anyways on my PC and Xbox and all of that. Why not? Why not do it? It's nothing. If you're just sitting here watching a video or something like me, you go on the Bing browser, you go to the Microsoft Rewards tab, and you do a little bit of quiz or a puzzle or something, and you get points. I think it's a great thing. I think it's a decent way to try to get money off. And this is one of my little tactics on how to save some money on games that are like $70 and up nowadays. And going forward in the future, if they keep the Microsoft Rewards program going in the future and they don't kill it off or whatnot, which that would suck, but I'll use it as long as they keep having it. If they keep this rewards program going for the foreseeable future, and, you know, games get more expensive, and if I want to purchase a game on digitally, if I start purchasing most of my games digitally on the Xbox or whatnot, and I don't want to spend $70, here you go. Here's a way to save money on games and whatever. And you can use it on future Game Pass. If you want Game Pass Ultimate for a year or a month or whatever, you can earn these reward points just to get Game Pass and stuff like that. A lot of great things. It's just something that if you don't mind taking a little time to do it, and it doesn't take that much time to do stuff, why not just do it and save some money? If you're hurting and you don't want to just spend a ton of extra, waste a bunch of your hard-earned dollars, why not? It's not a big deal. But the program is back to the way it was pretty much. There's still a few caveats here and there, but it seems to be they seem to be putting out the points again for people. So all you point hunters out there like me, keep earning those Microsoft reward points, because then you can save some money on future titles. As you all shall know, or if you didn't know, I don't know what rock you were under, but hey, you know, Activision Blizzard's now owned by Microsoft, and it's a new year, and Bobby Kotick left Microsoft last year, so we're all happy that Bobby Kotick is gone, especially when some ex-employees were talking about how once Bobby Kotick apparently threatened to have an employee killed or something. He seems like I just look at his face, I'm like, oh, you just look like an awful son of a bitch. Sure, you got a lot of money in your pocket right now, but you seem like a dog ass. But he's gone now. Activision Blizzard is free from the devil that was Bobby Kotick. And hopefully Bobby Kotick doesn't go to any other game studio or open up any new game studio. And hopefully we don't have to ever hear about him again, unless if he dies or something, which that would be some poetic justice. Bobby Kotick dies, and a couple months later after he sells Activision Blizzard, I guess he doesn't get to use that golden parachute after all. His family does, but he doesn't. That would be some irony, wouldn't it? But why are we talking about that? It's a new year. We're supposed to be happy about this stuff. But that's happiness anyways. Apparently, Microsoft is teasing PlayStation-like achievements in their Xbox shakeup. Apparently, people want something. People like to do a little bit more. People want a little. I don't know who these people are, but they want Microsoft to do a little something more to the Xbox achievements. Me, I just like getting the achievements, and I like seeing my numbers go up. That's all I care about. I don't want to earn any platinum achievements or trophy-like achievements, but apparently some people do. And Microsoft's looking for a way to overhaul and doing a little bit more to make their Xbox achievements introduce more trophy-like platinum achievements like you get from PlayStation and stuff. And I'm like, when I beat a game, I beat a game. If I want to do extra stuff in a game, I'll do the extra stuff in a game. Me wanting to get a platinum achievement or something, I don't know. I would leave that to the the PlayStation side. What makes Xbox achievements wholesome is you're just earning numbers and points for the games that you have played and did certain things in the games that unlock those achievements. I don't need any more oomph to get extra stuff out of the games, like trophy-ish kind of things to do that. I don't know. I think the achievement system is okay the way it is. I know a lot of people would disagree with me on that, and I can understand that, but for somebody like me, I don't think the achievement system is quite broken. You know, I've been earning achievements since the Xbox 360 days, right when it came out. I started earning achievements. So, I don't know. There's not much you can really do to change it up. Unless if they're going to really overhaul it and start us all at zero, which that would suck, but I don't know. I think the achievement system is just as good as it is. I like seeing my numbers go up, and that's all I want to see. If one day when I'm super, super old, folks, and I'm still gaming when I'm like 80, 90 years old, hopefully I get to be 80, 90 plus years old, and I see my Xbox, whatever, Xbox 10,000 or whatever it would be by that time, and I just look up my achievement score and it says 1 billion achievements or something. Well, knowing me, it'd probably just be only 1 million achievements, but you know what I'm talking about. If I could just see a huge number, like an astronomical number before I die, I'm like, that's cool. That's cool. I wasted a lot of good time on these games and stuff. Look at this number. Look at how big it is. It just goes across the screen. That'd be silly, but it'd be fun. I would like that. Mm-hmm. And there's people way more serious than I am and achievements and achievement whores and stuff like that than I am. I'm an achievement whore, but I'm not an achievement super whore. You got guys out there that do have over 1 million achievement points on their records and stuff, and it's like, well, you guys don't have no lives whatsoever. I actually have somewhat of a life. You guys have no lives. You guys are playing every single game, getting achievements in every single game, and not doing anything. Because how would you do anything? How'd you work out? How do you live a life? How do you do anything when you just got to play a game and you got to beat all these games? And, like, you know, they used to do that thing when they had that, where they gave, what was it, like the unlimited, wasn't it didn't the one guy win Game Pass or game, no, it was gold game, wasn't it gold Xbox Live for life or something, because he had over like 1 million or 2 million achievements or something or something like that. It was something really crazy like that. And it's like, yeah, but yeah, I heard it also his wife left him or something. A lot of stuff happened, but how do you work? You got to go to work. You got to pay bills. You got to clean the house. You got to wash clothes. You got to clean the toilet once in a while. You got to take out the garbage. You got to do stuff in your life. You got to work out once in a while. You got to, live a life. How do you do all that when you're just gaming for the whole time? And like I said, I play a lot of games throughout the day. Now, don't get me wrong. I'll play a lot of games throughout. I'm going to game right after this again. I'm going to play a lot of something. But I don't do that 100% of my life and time. I love video games. I love playing them. I can play them throughout the whole day. But I still pause and do other stuff. Like you see, I'm doing a podcast about video games. You'll see after this, I'm going to go get something to eat. Maybe watch a show or something. Then I'll play some video games while watching that TV show. But I do other stuff. I'll go work out. I got to go to work tomorrow morning, so I'll be working. I'm not going to be sitting here playing video games. And then after that, I'm going to go work out a little bit. Then I go play some video games and stuff. But I can't see doing that all day and all night, earning that many achievements. And I can't say that's sad, because if that person's happy, that person's happy doing that, I guess. I don't know how much of a life you got when you're doing that much, but hey, people do it. People do it. World of Warcraft, all that Korean stuff where they do the Korean competitive leagues and stuff like that. And yeah, people game a long time, very long time. Apparently 343 has been working on the next Halo game since April of 22. I hope it's going to be better than Halo Infinite. I haven't played any more. The only time I played Halo Infinite was when it came out, and I played the beginning of it. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? And then I just stopped, and I deleted it off my Xbox, and I'm like, I'm glad I never had to buy the game, because it was just, even though apparently a lot of people said that Halo Infinite was okay as a game, in me, I refuse to believe that. But then I'm also saying to myself, well, I played every Halo game, almost every Halo game, except for a lot of Halo Reach. Or did I play Halo Reach? I forgot if I played Halo Reach or not. And what was the other one? Halo. There was the other side Halo game. But I basically played all the mainline series Halo games, and except for Halo Infinite. And I'm wondering, should I try to break myself a little bit and play Halo Infinite? Because I could play it on the Rogue Ally if I really wanted to. But do I really want to? Like, I didn't even play Doom Eternal because that had all the platforming. But this has platforming too. And I'm like, why did you add platforming to my first-person shooter? I have a problem with that. Leave that platforming for the multiplayer or whatnot. That's what made me not want to play Doom Eternal, is when they said they were going to do all this platforming stuff, which they do. And some people like it. You know, hey, more power to you. But if you're coming out with a shooter like Halo Infinite or Doom Eternal, I believe it should be a shooter. First-person shooter first, not a platformer. If you want to make a platform, make a side game or something for it. On the side or something, but I don't know. People say I should play this game. I don't know. But they are working on another one apparently, and I hope 343 know what they're doing. If I was 343 and if I was working over there at 343 and I was running the Halo franchise, you know, I would be like, you know what? Let's do something. Let's do a small game. We're going to do a small Halo game. We're going to go back to the only first-person shooter. We're going to make a small game. Or a smallish game. We're going to make it so we can finish the story. We're going to do all we can and we're going to finish the story right. We'll even add back the Cortana stuff that they took out of this. We'll add that back. We'll finish the fight. We'll finish the story. We'll kill off Master Chief or whatever, make people, ooh, or whatever. He could go off to another universe if we want to ever bring him back. And then we reboot the whole Halo franchise. We reboot it from day one. Master Chief, Cortana. We can even have young Master Chief and Cortana, whatever. New beginnings, stuff like that. I think Halo needs a new beginning, because I love the Halo franchise. I played them, like I said, I played them all up to this one. And it breaks my heart that I can't push myself into playing Halo Infinite, even though I might have to just one day try it. Because, like I said, I used to be a big Halo player. I used to play them all. I played them all many multiples of times. But apparently they're working on the next one since 2022. So 2022, 2023, 2024. So what do they got? Four or five more years left to make the next Halo game? Okay. I'll see them in 3 to 5 years. Sounds like jail time to me, right? Well, I'll see you in 3 to 5, Master Chief. Chief, I'm going to see you at 3 to 5. It's like a prison sentence, yes. And other interesting good news, battery technology might be better eventually, hopefully. Apparently, a Holy Grail battery breakthrough could charge your Windows laptop or Xbox controller in 2 minutes and make it last for decades. And this also includes like future renditions of like the Asus ROG Allies and your portable gaming computers and stuff. So apparently, lithium metal anode batteries were once considered too unstable, but a new breakthrough might have fixed the issue. Why am I talking about this for video games? Well, for video gamers like you and me that want portability and want to play something like ROG Ally or something in the future, or if you have a gaming laptop or something like that, or just a regular Xbox controller that you want it to last a long time and you don't want to pop in another AA battery. Not that I don't have rechargeables in these. Anyways, I got rechargeable battery packs, so it doesn't really matter. But battery technology has been stale for a very long time. And if they're saying that these batteries are going to be a bit better, they're going to be a bit better. So apparently, I guess they solved out a way to make these more stable, these lithium metal anode batteries, and less prone to exploding and all the other potential hazards that lithium ion batteries do and stuff, even though these are going to be anode batteries. And then also, and this is where Microsoft comes in, there's also Microsoft that's been working on better battery technology, that's been working on better batteries and stuff to last longer, charge faster, bigger capacity, because of course we want more power for our little devices so they last longer. Like if my ROG Ally can last for 10 hours a day, like my phone, damn awesome. Even if I'm not going to play it 10 hours a day, I can play for 8 hours a day, but not 10 hours a day. And they can hold a charge for a long time, or they can last for decades without burning them out. You know, the cycle thing where you can only charge it for like 500 cycles or something, they say, before you have to get a new battery for these devices. Or if you keep them fully charged, they'll last longer and stuff because they're not using the charge cycles. You know what I mean? That's just technical stuff, people. This is beyond a lot of people's knowledge of battery technology or rechargeable battery technology. But for a lithium battery, you can only charge it for so many times, so many cycles before the contents degrade and you can't charge it anymore. So tricks to keep them so that you can keep charging them past that, what they say, the 500 charge threshold, you always make sure you keep it above the minimum and you keep it like charged, almost fully charged all the time. So after you're done, like if I'm done using my phone and it's got, it's 91% charged still, I always put this on my charger at night. So it's always full. And even if I use it throughout the whole day, like I'm listening to podcasts the whole day at work and it goes down like to 65%, and I use it for a little bit more day, at the end of the day, if it goes down to 55%, I put that on the charger at night, and it's fully charged, and it'll last longer that way. Maybe a little bit better if I have it charged even higher, but that's the whole theory behind the lithium batteries of now. But apparently they're hoping this newer technology that they're working on with these anode lithium metal batteries, that not only will they'll be able to last longer on the charges, you can charge them way more cycles and time, so meaning they can last, what they're saying, hopefully centuries instead of years and stuff, but they'll last a lot longer than you'll ever need to, and they'll hold more capacity because a lot of those cells won't break down over time inside the battery. So it could hold more juice, they can hold more power, improvements in consumer tech, and also Microsoft's worked out something like some AI. They have like battery AI where it'll help with the battery and how it's charging and decharging and capacity and stuff like that. And Microsoft's working with how let's see here. I'm just trying to look here. How it'll help like auto electric cars, robotics, sustainability. Let's see here. I'm just trying to read very quickly here. I was already reading stuff with that. But they said AI is going to improve the way the battery's capacity and how it's charging and stuff. That AI is coming up with ways that new technology for batteries will last for your, like I said, ROG Ally or something, or a portable device, more powerful portable devices in the future, where we can have, like, my ROG Ally could be rocking like a big time graphics GPU and CPU in it, and not drop the power. Wouldn't drop like instantly on that stuff. It'll just last for like a whole day or so, or two, or they're saying like a week in some cases. And I'm like, we need better battery technology. If we could get better battery and portable battery technology that lasts longer, could charge faster, charge more, that's what we need. And they're working on the ways. They're making it so that they don't freeze as easily, that they don't overheat, less chance of blowing up. Because, lithium ion and stuff is very dangerous. If it gets any water in it, or it comes contact with air, they explode. They catch on fire. We got little portable bombs in our devices, people. If you didn't know that, but that's how they work. So I'm hoping battery technology gets better, because, like I said, I got a vision for the ROG Ally of the future, and super powerful, lots of memory, lots of storage, lots of battery. Oh, take that shit wherever I want to go. Front of the house, back of the house, in and out of the house, on the toilet, doesn't matter. Don't have to have it plugged into a power cable. That's what I'm about. Embracer Group, yeah, we always hear about them on closings and firings and all that stuff. Let's see here. Volition, they closed down. The Lost Boys Interactive, they did personnel cuts too recently. Apparently they're laying off more people, and apparently they're now also letting go people from Eidos Montreal and Crystal Dynamics. Also have been hit with news of waves of layoffs over the past 6 months. Time Splitters developer for Radical Design has also closed down right before the holidays. Let's see here. This strikingly contrasts with Xbox, which is continually trying to hire new talent and grow its long-standing and newly acquired studios. That's being said, it would be naive to think if Xbox always be this invested in its game. They're talking about it, Xbox now, on how they're doing it. But basically, Embracer Group, the people that originally was called THQ Nordic, like they originally were calling themselves THQ Nordic because they took over all the THQ stuff, changed themselves to the Embracer Group, and then they were trying to promote that they were going to be the saviors of the video game industry, that they were going to be the ones that, we'll take up all these other smaller companies and we'll help them out. We'll help them grow the IPs, make more money, preserve, do better game preservation. And all they've been doing lately is complaining and whining that they lost all their investor money because they bought too many companies. They didn't know how, they mismanaged them. All these great companies that made all these great games, and they've just been shuttering companies, firing a bunch of people, and just holding on to all the IP and not letting anybody else use it, or not, selling it off. Instead of shutting down studios, they should have sold them off with some of the IP to make up some money again or something. I don't know. Microsoft could have probably bought some more. I'm hoping Microsoft and people are hiring some of these people, but, there's layoffs all across the industry, lots and lots of them. Like I said, Embracer's probably the biggest no-nos of this. And you know what? I was giving them a chance. I had high hopes. If you listen to my earlier podcast, I don't even know. I think it might have been even before I redid the whole GamezAttack podcast thing, when it was back when I did the GamezAttack audio cast, and back when I did it on my old juju2cast.com thing. I think I was talking about how I believe, or I was hoping and believing that the THQ Nordic at the time / going into Embracer Group was going to be something where they were going to make a really good, strong, like third-party arm to the games market, where they'll make all these great games, the Saints Rows and all these other crazy stuff, and put them out, and we could buy them for cheaper, lower cost games, better. And after they, got cut from after that 200 billion or 200 that 200 that 2 billion, not 200, that $2 billion deal with the Saudis fell through. That's when they're like, oh shit, we got no cash. That's when they fucked up. And bad leadership, like I said, bad management, and there you go. Now they're just cutting, and they owe a ton of money, and they're just chopping down everything and everyone, and it's just really sad. It's really sad what's going on, and it should have never happened, but it did. These are one of those things when you shouldn't let a company like this buy up all this IP and all these companies, but nobody did anything about. But yet everybody was crying and complaining, like the FCC was crying and complaining. Oh, Microsoft's trying to, or is it FTC? FTC or FCC? FTC, I think, was crying and complaining. No, Microsoft should not be getting Activision Blizzard, but yet they're the ones that own all these studios, and they're not shutting anybody down. They're just growing. They're keeping people's jobs. And with this Activision Blizzard deal, they were going to help all these people that were under the evil wing of Bobby Kotick and save them and make it a better working place for them, better working conditions, and get these IPs back on track again so they can make more money and bring back all these old IPs. But yet nobody was saying anything really about the Embracer Group. You didn't hear about the FTC or anybody else in the world going after them when they were buying up all these companies left and right. Let's see here. Apparently it had upwards of 100 studios and it purchased the rights to the Lord of the Rings, of course. So much stuff, and so many of these, people that made some really amazing content and games and stuff out there. Just really, really, really sad that all these game companies are getting shut down because Embracer Group really fucked the pooch. They really sucked out the pooch. Well, at least one company that doesn't want to get sold, CD Projekt says they're definitely not interested in being acquired. They want to still stay independent, which is good. We'll see how long that lasts. But they want to stick with being independent and doing the games that they do. They're working on the next Red Dead. They're working on the next Cyberpunk game and also the next Witcher game. They also sold 5 million copies of Cyberpunk, apparently. That's what they said. They sold over 5 million copies of that. So that's pretty cool. Let's see here. Jack Black is tapped to play Minecraft. The Minecraft movies. Steve, according to new reports. Now, Steve doesn't look like a hefty type of guy. Jack Black, even though I like him, he's a little bit of a hefty kind of a guy. So, and he's a little bit older. So, I didn't think Steve was an older type of character in Minecraft, but apparently Jack Black is going to play Steve in the Minecraft movie. So, yeah. Apparently him, Emma Myers, Daniel Brooks, Sebastian Eugene Hansen, and Jason Momoa, of course, are going to be in this Minecraft movie. I wonder how that's going to be. He did pretty good. He did a great job as Bowser in the Mario Brothers movie, so we'll see. And this is supposed to be a live action movie too, folks. This is Minecraft movie supposed to be live action. Not CG, not animated, live action. And we're still all waiting for that Tales from the Borderlands movie. Whatever happened to that Borderlands movie? Where's that at? There hasn't been a word on that. And they said they finished filming it, but there hasn't been a word on that. Still wondering what that's all going to be like. Did they just flush it down the toilet? Did Warner Brothers get a hold of that movie and just flush it down the toilet or something? Like they do with everything? I don't know. Let's see here. Oh, Plants vs. Zombies 3 has come out, right? Is it out now? It's available. Yes, it's available. It's called Plants vs. Zombies 3. Welcome to Zomburbia. I was always wondering and hoping that a new Plants vs. Zombies game would ever come out. Not the shooter Plants vs. Zombies, but an actual Plants vs. Zombies go, let the zombies come and you put the plants down and let them shoot. I always wanted a new one of those. And apparently there's early access already and it's coming out. They're talking about, let's see here. It's only going to be for portables again, which I think kind of sucks, but for Android and iOS. But, those are your original turn-based things. But it's in early access in select regions, including the UK, Netherlands, Australia, and the Philippines. The game will launch worldwide later this year, apparently. I'm hoping this game will launch on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and stuff like that, and Switch. That's what my hope is. I want to play this on the ROG Ally because the ROG Ally has a great touchscreen. And if they put this like on Xbox for PC and stuff eventually, which I hope they will, which they did before with Plants vs. Zombies 1 and 2, I would definitely play it. I'm not going to play it on my phone. I'm done playing phone and tablet games, and I know that's what they're doing here. They're still owned, PopCap Games, they're still owned by EA, right? I think this is still done by EA. It says PopCap Games, but I thought EA had owned it. I think they still own it, right? I don't know. And a lot of people are saying, hopefully this doesn't have any microtransactions. Please leave it out and let us pay just for the game. Yes, very understandable. That's what happened to Plants vs. Zombies 2, where they were trying to put it behind a paywall. I never beat Plants vs. Zombies 2 because of that crap. So I can understand that as well. Yeah, that's just one of those things. One of those things that people like you and me have to hope and pray that EA and PopCap don't do that stuff and do the stupid paywall. Hopefully they learn a lesson from the second one and they make this third one just really good and they just charge me $20. This one guy was like, "Oh, charge me $10." I don't think they're going to charge only 10, but charge me $20 or something for it. I'll buy it. As long as I can get on my ROG Ally, Xbox, Switch, whatever, Nintendo Switch 2 release date may have been accidentally revealed by GameShark, out of all people. I didn't know GameShark was still around. But apparently people are saying September 2024 this year it's supposed to come out, which that's what I was thinking and saying. I was like, it's going to be either September or October of this year that it would come out. So, yeah, apparently GameShark somehow had knows something. A lot of these companies usually know when something like this would come out, but they're kept to secrecy or something just because, Nintendo wants it secret still, and they're making games and they got to know when they're going to be able to put their games out. So, and stuff like that. I don't know why GameShark knew about that, but I didn't even know GameShark was a brand. It's from AI Shark, revealed that it was reviving the GameShark brand and that it was relaunching in September 2024. Oh, okay. According to the company, it is planned to coincide with the Nintendo Switch 2. Okay. I don't know how much that means the Switch 2 is coming out of that, but okay. But still, I would figure around September of this year or October, the Switch, the next generation of Switch will come out. That's safe to say, right? I would think so. Also rumored, Nintendo Switch flash cart video shows multiple games on a single cart. This is like those NX carts like you used to have for the DS and 3DS and stuff like that, or like I had it for the 3DS and the DS and all that, and DSi. I used to put like, ROMs, game ROMs, and download them and put them on a card, and I was able to play them in those, in my, DS and stuff like that. And then Nintendo patched them, and I wasn't able to do it anymore. And then I still have that. I think it's called the R4 something. I still have that somewhere. It's a piece of, it's just a cart where you can put in your micro SD card in, and you can play games off of. That's what this thing does basically. It's a flash cart that you can put your games, your ROM games on, legal or AKA non-legal games on, and you can play them in your Switch. At least the Switch models that are not upgraded. So original Switches, I should say, quote, only original Switches, because if you got the new Switch or the newer Switches now, or the Switch OLEDs or the Switch Lights or whatever, that doesn't work in those because the firmware and everything's updated, so they got the whole patched. But original Switches like I have, you can use this in those, and you can play these games in the Switch. So that's apparently coming out soon too. That's apparently they're putting it out, and I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't tried to sue them. But because I don't know. They did that with the other people. They did that with the R4 company. They sued them out of existence for their little Switch-like cartridge that they were making, and then or their little DS cartridge that they were making, and that you could put the home brewed games or the ROM games on, and they got sued out of existence and stuff. So surprised these people aren't. Interesting. We'll see how long this lasts, but maybe it's because they got the new Switches out now, and they're like, oh, how many people own original Switches? Maybe my original Switch will be worth a lot of money or something down the road, because people will be like, oh, well, we could get all these ROM games, put them on the original Switch. Yeah. I don't know. I used to do that. Now it's like I like to own the legit copies of everything, especially because Nintendo is one of the last people that are still releasing their games in physical form that you don't always need patches for. Some you do, but a lot of them you just don't. You could just pop them in the device and play them as is. Nintendo's one of those very few companies that still does that, because everything else you need an internet connection. And a lot of those people I feel sorry for a little bit, because a lot of people want to play their games just outright. That's what the consoles were made for. They were made for you to pop in a disc and play your game. Then people never thought they would have to install a game, patch a game, let the game update, sign into a game, all needing the internet to run the game, to authenticate the game, to play the game. Nobody thought that. But that's what it is today. Digital future, folks. Digital future. That's why I know that the games industry is going, it's going to be all digital before we know it. But for all those people that still don't have the good internet, I feel so badly for them. I don't know what those people would do. I'm glad I'm in a place where I have great high-speed internet. I pay for it, but I'm glad I have it, because I don't know what other people would do without it. I really do not. So before I end, a little bit more talk on Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, because that was the end of the news, folks. Just wanna put it out there. Just want to say, hey, this week, like I said, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth comes out this Friday. Friday at 12 midnight, or Thursday at 12 midnight, whatever you want to call it. Thursday night, 12 midnight, Friday morning. That's when it's going to be out. I am definitely going to be playing it during the day. I don't know what time. It's going to be probably afternoonish, a bit after I eat my special lunch, my day off lunch. And because I'm going to the Texas Roadhouse that day to get some ribs and stuff. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a rib day. As long as the weather is good. If the weather's bad, then might be pizza or might be just me sitting at home eating something that I have at home. But technically, I want to get ribs that day for that day. And after that, I'm gonna boot it up. I have it all ready, and we'll play a bunch. I'll be playing a bunch of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth for Yakuza Like Me that day, and I'm gonna play it throughout a big chunk of the day. It's gonna be like easily probably maybe up to a 4-hour stream or something, if that's what it's gonna be. And then I'm not gonna do a night stream that Friday night. It's going to just be a during the day stream, and then Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, I won't be doing anything that day. So be on the lookout during the day, because that's when I'm going to play it. And then I might do another video or something or two over the weekend. I'll play more of it depending. And plus I'll have Monday off. So going to be doing a little bit of a lot of the Like a Dragon play this weekend. But mostly Friday, like I said, it's going to be during the afternoon. Like I said, it'll probably be, I don't want to put a time on because I don't know myself, because depending on when I eat and when I get done and stuff, it's going to be an afternoon. So be on the lookout. I'll let you all know a little ahead of time. You could just look at youtube.com/OldFreakyGamer for the live section, or you can look at OldFreakyGamer.com on the top thing. That's the live video that's always up there where it says live shows at 8 p.m. You can watch it here. That's on the YouTube thing, or you can look at twitch.tv/OldFreakyGamer and see when I come on. You can always get notified, and when I'm on, I'm on, and you can always watch. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to have a lot of fun playing Like a Dragon Infinite. After playing just the smidge of the demo, I had to make myself sure that I can only play a little smidge of that demo. I could have played a lot more, but I made sure, nope, I had to end it. It was hard because I'm like, ooh, this plays really good. I like what they did with it and the tweaks and stuff, and some of the new characters I liked, and I liked how Hawaii looks and all that, and the new atmosphere. I'm like, ooh, this is going to be really fun. And I'm like, I was just holding myself back because I didn't want to, even though I don't care about spoilers or anything, I'm like, I don't want to play a ton of this game and just have to do it all over again, when I'm playing the actual game. So I held myself off. It was hard. Plus, I want to play the Duku Island thing. I don't know when that's going to show up or how that's going to show up, but very interested. I cannot wait. I hope you're ready, because this Friday we're going to have some Like a Dragon fun. Trust me, Friday's only a few days away. Before we know it, it'll be Friday again. So that's all I want to say. I'm glad I'm doing this podcast today. Thank you for joining me. Like I said, if you got any comments, questions, whatsoever, if there's something you want to find out or know about on Friday with Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth or anything, just, hit me up in the comments section for these podcasts. This is where all the comments I want to go. Any videos I do or whatever, just put the video name, whatever, put the comment down in the podcast thing. It makes it easier for me to read the comments and reply. That's why I have all the other videos, the regular videos, all no comments allowed, because frankly, I just don't read the comments from every video. So if you want to know anything, you got any questions, whatever, feel free to hit me up. I'll answer them. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're listening to this on the podcast apps that you listen to, this show is done. I'm done. My throat is done. This podcast did go late again, but that's what usually happens. So everybody, game on, game hard, world conquest. I'm pushing this button, and this gaming podcast show is now game over. So everybody, peace out, and I'll catch you again this Friday in the afternoon with Yakuza Like Me, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. Bye.
Chasing the hunt and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop. Just let me know. Don't
That's a good game.
Enjoy your gaming.